What's up, you guys? You're tuning in to Chatting with Charity. And I'm Charity.
And I'm Megan.
And this episode, we're going to talk about all things when it comes to living in Buckhead as a mom, plastic surgery, and some other fun things in between. So first, I want to talk to Megan, and I've talked to you guys a little bit on social media about how I feel about Megan. Megan to me is all the bee's knees. I don't even know what that means, but Megan is everything to me. Like, she's the perfect friend. She's everything that you would want in a person to help you transfer to the things that you desire. So me coming to Atlanta is only possible because I had her. And people were asking me on TikTok, and my TikTok went viral. And they were like, yo, how did you do this? I did it because of her.
No, you did it because of you.
I did it because of me, but I also had
But I was here to be
her to make things seem possible. And the Bible says you only need one friend, and I had Megan. And I want to talk about our journey here into Buckhead because Megan also left a different area here in Georgia and came into Buckhead. So together we kind of like share similarities in our journey. So Meg, how is it living in Buckhead of Atlanta, Georgia?
Well, it's been amazing. Even though everything has gone left, right, center, it's been amazing just knowing that I have somebody that's close to me, not too close, but also not too far. And so it feels good that, like, if I need to, I can just walk up here and bother you, or if I don't feel like buying milk, I can come use your milk, or if I just want to, like, throw my kid away for a second, I can just come up here and be like, hey, your child misses you, I'll see you later. But it has been amazing, and we're both like working through like making the best out of this, because it doesn't, like we both say, it's not going to get any better than this. Where we live, what we live around, what we get to experience, the building that we live in, the problems that even we're having at the moment, it's not going to get any better than this. So we're living.
This is the best it gets. It's very janky, and it's very but
And Sharon leaves her trash outside the door.
no, I don't do it no more. Check it out. If you are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you love to watch podcasts, you need to go to YouTube because we're showing you the new Vodka. No more Grey Goose, no more Ciroc. This is the one you want to have. Now enjoy, man. Okay, tell us about it.
This is Reigncane, and actually we have taken a couple shots. We have made a couple cocktails, and it is living up to its name. It's distilled from sugar cane. It's charcoal filtered, and it's from Alaskan water. You can't beat that. What more do you want? And our friends over at Reigncane have sent us this bottle. They've sent us a couple things so that we can share with you guys one of our favorite drinks at the moment. But did you like your cocktail? Because I made it.
I'm gonna drink it. What is it?
The same one I made earlier.
What's it called?
It's called Grenadine Fizz. And
I didn't want to tell them that I chuck there.
This is our second one, and we did a shot. But
all right, so cheers. Let me see.
okay, that is not a cheers. That is a drink it all.
Now enjoyment.
Okay, that's how we've been living. Now enjoyment.
Yeah, so our Buckhead living has been really amazing. Meg and I come from two different households.
Definitely.
Like, I come from a broken household, typically. She comes from a together household.
Put together household. My mom and my dad have been together for
together. And it's interesting that we found ourselves trying to build a new family, and Megan found me on Instagram. She was like a freaking, what are you like?
Yes, I'm like, is this my cousin? I'm like, wait, I'm looking at this girl and I'm like, Yeah, we have to be related. Like, we
So
don't
she
have-
thought that I was her cousin and I wasn't, and then it just all worked out. And I flew to Atlanta, and we just kind of continued to build our relationship from that.
Yeah.
And now we're looking to buy property in Kenya, and
You guys are gonna
just-
be here for it.
honestly.
When I was doing my makeup earlier, and I was thinking like, damn, I really live in Buckhead. When I was finishing high school, I remember one of my very best friends. We used to be on Zillow looking up like, you know, different condos, and you're like, we're gonna roommate, you know what I'm saying? And they only want, at the time it was cheap, and it's like, it's only $1,300. If you make $600 and I
That
make
was
it, Buckhead didn't,
My first apartment in DC in Southwest, which is now the waterfront, I paid $1,600, and I was 22, 23 years old.
yeah,
That's
you're thinking of it, you're like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, so are you gonna get the master? Am I gonna get the master? You know, how's it gonna work? And we don't actually know like how we're gonna get there because we don't have a job. We're depending on our parents. Whatever.
Yeah,
the case
but
is.
no, I was not
And
depending on
high
my
school?
parents.
You
I
were
mean, No,
you worked in high school?
no, I did not depend on my mom.
Oh really? I depended on my mom.
You still depend on your mom.
I worked the show. And I don't care what problem I'm having. If Rachel can fix it, I'm going to call her and be like, hey, so I kind of forgot how to close the microwave. How do you do that?
I was born here in the United States of America, and Megan was born in
I was born in
Kenya.
Kenya.
And she came here, how old were
I
you?
was 7.
7 years
And
old.
I've only ever lived in Atlanta.
And me had to get Georgia peach. Look at it. It's a peach. Okay. Somehow she wasn't ready for that. So me had to get Georgia peach because after I gave birth, my body kind of changed a little bit. But Meg, I want to talk to you a little bit. Like, how do you feel having your experience of your mom and dad coming here to Kenya? Your mom and dad and your brother spend primarily of their time back in Kenya. How does that like make you feel because you're primarily here in the U.S.?
Well, a lot of the times I do sometimes wish I could do the same thing.
You
But-
want to go to Kenya full time?
No, I want to have 0 responsibility full time.
I get that.
I don't want
I
the
get that.
commitment of having a 12-month lease that I actually have to pay for.
I get
But
that.
I also feel like it makes me treat myself like treat myself like I'm all that I got, so that I make sure I do what the hell I need to do, because I can't be like my car, because who's gonna come pick it up? My car a couple days ago, my car was just messed up, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna park it here, and then like I'll figure this out tomorrow, because there's actually
Okay, so listen. Okay, so I kind of like tap into this because Meg, you are the epitome of soft life. Okay? I feel like you do not want to do too much work, and sometimes I'm like, God, you didn't know how to do this, so I didn't. And she's like, I could, but I won't. So Meg, like, because I ask you this all the time, what has positioned you to be okay with letting a man do things for you, and also what has allowed you to expect a man to do things for you?
Well, my mom never had to do anything. My mom decided to be a nurse because that's what she wanted to be. But when we came here, I'm not really sure how much money like my mom and my dad came here with, but all my mom had to do was take us to school.
I think I might cry. Keep
And-
going. I'm sorry, I didn't expect to cry.
Why are you crying?
I'm listening.
My mom literally, we took the bus to the train station. We took the train to the next stop. We took the bus from the train to school, and that's all my mom had to do. My mom was babysitting these 2 kids.
sorry.
And why are you crying?
Keep going, it's okay.
Why are you crying? But my dad didn't expect that from my mom, and he worked really hard just so she could just take care of us. And I mean, it's different now because obviously, like, I take care of Lonnie, you take care of Gabu, but it still gives me hope that there is a man out there that could be like, you just take care of the kid and I take care of everything else. Why are you crying?
I didn't have any cry.
Why are you crying?
I'm sorry. We've literally been attempting this for so long, man. I'm sorry. I was just crying because obviously today's my mom's birthday.
It is?
September 21st.
Why you didn't tell
Because
me?
it doesn't matter anymore. She's gone. But, like, I didn't actually think I was going to cry. But the fact that you said that your mother didn't have to and my mom had to, it just hit differently to hear that. And it just made me, like, cry. Like, I did not mean to.
It reminds you how strong she was?
Yes. Because she worked really hard and she did a really good job. And at the end of the day, we always want to value our parents for what they've done for us. Because it's really hard out here.
I love you. And you know, I always tell you this, like, our moms came here and they had a plan.
That's the part that people don't understand. Like,
yeah, like it's
we could have been stuck in Kenya, like really not doing shit for ourselves. And like to have a mother that's like so resilient. And I just look at myself and I'm like, I could never do it.
Right. We were talking about this the other day, like you gotta be bigger and better than us. And it's like, okay, so what's next after you? Because
I can't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I could never do what my mom did for me, for my baby, and she's always wanted more, but I don't think I can do that. But that's another conversation for another day. Okay, we're together, and that just, you started this whole thing off wrong, man.
That was my fault.
This is why I call Megan Meg the Great, because you guys, Maggie, why you want to make me cry?
Come here, I love you.
I'm not crying so long. I was not expecting this. Okay. I can do this. I can get through this. But Meg, how do you feel living in Buckhead?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I always knew that like I wanted to be here at some point, and did I know that it was gonna be this year? No. 5 years ago, if you would have asked me like, are you gonna be living in Buckhead in 5 years? I would have said no. Me and my husband are gonna be in our house with all our kids, and I'm gonna have
all our kids. How many kids?
I'm gonna
you
have
want?
another kid, and I'm gonna like be happy, and I'm gonna have my business and whatnot. But then like life throws different things at you, and like like you were saying, like now like I'm a single mom and I have my baby, and like I have to put myself in a lot of uncomfortable situations so that I can work even harder, because I went from a 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, because I was in one of those
my rent
where you
doubled.
pissed me off.
My rent doubled.
Yes, your rent doubled. Yes.
But the one thing about it is I didn't appreciate my old house.
Why not?
I could do it effortlessly. I could pay those bills effortlessly. There was nothing that like, okay, 1,100. Okay, I'm about to go to the mall and spend like everything that we go through. I think is worth it, and I never thought that you would be in Maryland, I would be in Decatur, and then literally 6 months later we would be right on top of each other like this.
Why am I so emotional? Like
it's amazing. Because this is like we're talking about it in a podcast, but this is just the beginning.
I know.
This is just the beginning. This is like us taking our first little step, and I was telling you
I'm so emotional. So I'm very happy And Meg, you being below me, not below me, but being down there, downstairs, it's like so amazing to me. And I've always prayed to have this like dorm room style kind of living. And I get that, where hey, you got some sugar, hey, you got some vinegar. I saw the vinegar here, I get back. And
I was looking for it.
yeah, they have this. And you know, I go to your mom, tell them like, hey mom, like this is baby, like just, and mom goes, when are you guys coming to Kenya? Are you gonna come for Christmas? And we're like, no, we ain't coming for Christmas. You can forget about it. And I just feel a part of something, and I've always wanted to be a part of something. So to have that experience is so huge for me. It's bigger than anything I can actually explain. And I don't want to digress to that format. So let's just stick to what we're talking about, because we got an amazing like vodka sponsor here, and we're over here crying for no good reason, but this vodka will make you harness your inner being.
And it's 80 proof?
80 proof, yes it is. And it is pure vodka that comes from sugar cane, and it is distilled with Alaskan water. So I think we should just have like a little cheers due to the fact that like, I thank God for our lives. Cheers, thanks Meg.
Here's the Buckhead living.
Arriba, debajo, arriba, centro, mía. I'm still learning my Spanish. Because obviously living here is a huge opportunity, which we can agree to. And to be here, you need money. You can't come to Buckhead and not have money. But we came to Buckhead without money.
What is this question going to be? Because if it's about asking if I'm broke, I am as broke.
If I'm broke, no, my
I definitely have more money indicator. But I am as broke as could be here.
Yes,
but it's pushed me to know that like I need to worry about my mental health.
Yes.
More than just the money, because I had the money, and the money has come, and the money has gone. But how I felt up here still needs to be worked on, no matter what, whether I have the money or not.
Yeah, I was asking Meg, like, you know, I understood you as a person, but then as a mom, I understood her mental health as a mom. And that was a different ball game, because I felt like I didn't understand like the small nuances that a kid could give you, like social, like too much, being too much, just too much. These kids can be too much, and I didn't realize how they could affect your brain, you know? And when the kids cry, or they don't sleep, it just really gets into your deep, your mitochondria. If you know what that is, hell, it's deep down in there.
Then
right?
You start learning what it means to be overstimulated.
Overstimulated, that's the word.
Exhausted.
Exhausted,
Or to
yeah,
just
that's the word.
not be present.
Not to be present, and you're just like mute because the kid is like drowning you in something. And I didn't understand it, and my baby is still like obviously like small and still fragile, and I'm trying to work through that with him. But I appreciate your perception of how you deal with Gigi because of that, because Gigi's a very hyperactive kid, and I'm hyperactive. And I just sit back and I think, God, what did my mom do? She probably tied me to a goddamn closet. And
that's why I don't drink, because I feel like that's enough alcohol in my life. I'm just like,
that girl,
okay, Monty, come chill with me. Come chill with me. Then that's my
but I drink just to look at her.
So my pregnancy, I won't talk about it too much, but I had H. pylori when I was pregnant, and I also had gallstones. So I was in the hospital on a no-fat diet as a pregnant person who craves beef roast. That is the sickest thing that could ever happen to somebody. And I'm not gonna lie, when they let me go home and they told me to maintain my diet of no fat, the first thing I did was eat beef, what is it called, pot roast or whatever, the one that you know food is good when you have to wait 6 hours for it. And those 6 hours turned into another 6 hours of hell.
Yes.
I literally came home, went to the store because I'm like, one time won't hurt. I haven't eaten no fat. And I came home, I go to the store, I get all the ingredients, I put it in the crock pot, and I let it cook, and I'm just, with my belly just like, it's okay, you know, everything is gonna be okay. And I ate that one meal, and maybe an hour later, we were rushing me to the hospital.
Really?
Very quick. And I was right back to the same place that I started, and I was ready to make the decision that you can keep the kid. You can keep the kid.
Yeah.
If this is how pregnancy is supposed to be, and everyone else is glorifying pregnancy about how they're eating McDonald's and eating ice cream and all this other stuff, I don't want it. And they told me I was gonna stay there.
I'm so cracking up about you going to make this meal.
I literally left the hospital and made this. I thought one time won't be bad. I thought one time won't hurt you because once I eat it this one time, I'm not gonna eat it again.
Yeah, I get it. No, I never had a moment.
I didn't eat it again. I don't think I've ate pot roast since then. Not even because I honestly don't think I ate pot roast since then. But when I went to the hospital, they said, you're going to stay here until you give birth. And I told them, honestly, whatever you have to do for me to go home, do it. And they're like, we're going to remove your gallbladder. Me at 21 years old, I'm like, take it.
That's so
take the gallbladder.
Okay, wait. We gotta pull it back in.
Yeah, I was ready to risk my child.
Pull me back in.
Nobody should judge me for this, but I was ready to risk my child about a pot roast. Like, it was just, I didn't know her yet. I knew how pot roast was. I knew exactly how pot roast was. But, God had other plans for me.
Oh my God, I'm serious. Bitch, wait a minute. This is not the podcast that we were recording for.
It's serious. The gallbladder went, the baby didn't leave, I ended up having the baby, and she was literally the best kid ever. And I felt bad for every thought that I had, like.
Okay, well that's the good part. That's the point of this podcast.
She didn't cry. She would wake up and just lay there. And you would think sometimes, you know, I'm like, that is the best thing in the world. Then I remember, like, no, you used to be up staring at her all night because you didn't know.
No, Gigi's a really good baby. I just think that she's like low stimulated. Like she needs more time at the park, more time. I don't know, with like the trees and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like really good baby, great comprehension. Great empathy, great core values. Yeah, very, very helpful. Like she's literally.
Unless it's only going to the store for groceries and no toys. She does not want to that aspect. And as soon as she sees a toy, she remembers that it's her birthday.
It's always her birthday.
If she sees a toy, she goes, "But mommy, it's my birthday." That's how I live too. I feel like every day is my birthday, and if you do see me in the club turning up, it's my birthday. It's my birthday.
Oh my God, I can't take this seriously.
That's what that is.
Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed.
But you had a complete. I had like a rough pregnancy and then like a smooth labor, and then you had like a really great pregnancy, no worries. This one, she never covered her stomach. She parad from here to there. We took her to the club, like club hopping, 1 club, 2 club, 3 club, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Do you need help? Let me walk you to the car. Turn her up. Moved her down here. When we moved here, I didn't drive the U-Haul. She was about to have a baby driving the U-Haul, jumping out of it, helping me move this, helping me do that. Exactly. And then it was time for the baby to come, and he goes,
You know they come.
You thought you were just gonna continue to have fun, and then I was just gonna sleep. No. So we had 2 completely different.
We did,
opposites.
But I want to talk about this vodka that we got going on here. So
shot.
I want to say cheers because I'm so like you got me wet like in my lashes like for.
But that's what we always say. Wednesdays is midweek motivation, but literally it's.
Me, I'm motivating myself.
Me, I'm motivating myself. It's red vodka. And every time I tell people this is some good stuff,
this
like,
how you know
this is some good stuff.
Enjoyment. Cheers to this. So, my experience, obviously, coming into Atlanta is a little bit different. I'll be quick because we are prolonging ourselves when it comes to this, but I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. I knew you were here for me, but I knew you had. This is gonna make me cry, and I want to cry. I knew that you had limited capacity, right? There's like only so much a person can do, even if they want to be good to you. So I was aware of that, and I was like, "Well, my big God, what will you do for me? Will you punish me for this, right?" So I took some time to like be like, "God, can you let me go?" And I really felt a lot of resistance. After my baby shower, I realized like I can go, and I left, and that was big for me because it took me 7 years to do that. And I had more money the first year, and I have less money this year. But I just knew it was time. Believing in God and what He's called you to do will always be a very emotional thing, because you'll never know if He'll ask you to put everything in. And it will kill you to do that, because you have so many things that need that. But having my baby has required a new level of commitment, because I never want anyone to see me begging for bread. So I'm working like my ass off. My ass, like my culo, melo poquito culo, you know, to make something for my family here in Atlanta, because we need money to provide for us, and we don't have anything. We don't have nothing. And that's sad, but it's also prosperous, because you can meet people like Meg that sow into you with their time, their energy, and their hope, and that like adds a whole different dynamic. But anyways, look, let's reel it back in, because sappy is not what we're going for. We are not sappy chiquitas. We're not sappy. So, anyways, so I had other things to talk about. Plastic surgery. What was the other things? Guys, sorry, you guys. Let mom brain happen. So mom brain is a real thing. It does not attach to me normally, but in situations like this where you feel so compelled.
Entrepreneurship, love, growing family, having a man, not having a man.
All right. So we have to clear this in 13 seconds. Can you do it? Pinky, let's do it.
Minutes.
This is not like sexy.
Minutes.
All right, Mag. Okay, so talk about your plastic surgery journey. Make it quick.
Make it quick. Well, I'm not done. Okay.
Go.
Maybe. Okay. I don't know. But everybody knows that when you get plastic surgery,
You keep
end
going.
up. You keep
I'm not gonna lie.
Because it gives you body dysmorphia.
It does. I already had it. Yes.
It gives you body dysmorphia. But it's okay. So, I literally became the smallest I've ever been when I was pregnant, and after my weight at giving birth to my baby was the same weight when I got pregnant with her. And so my body was amazing, and I was like, yeah, I really love this. I had the nice boobs, and I decided to breastfeed, and I'm breastfeeding, and you know, breastfeeding takes all the weight away and all that stuff, but they don't tell you as soon as you stop breastfeeding, everything that's here is gonna go to your stomach. And whatever breast
is that what I'm experiencing?
Whatever breast you had, it's gonna go down to your stomach.
I was Meg.
Remember I told you mine, they deflated, and then that's what I started
mine did
getting
not
fat.
deflate, but mine, I feel like my stomach is so bloated.
Yeah, because when you're breastfeeding, you're contracting.
But I'm
Your
not
stomach
breastfeeding.
muscles are
I
contracting.
honestly feel like when my uterus.
So when you stop,
no, I feel like when my
go.
uterus was higher up, my other organs were so small.
And,
when they got normal size, it pushed my stomach back out. I hate that. That's why I'm like, yo, I gotta work out. I'm not prepared for that. like weight gain. It's just so different. Like you feel like a freaking fat cow.
Yeah, and that's what happened to me. And I had Leilani in 2018, and we only had 2019, 2020. We were in the pandemic. So I was in the pandemic with a 1-year-old, and we stayed at home, and I'm introducing new foods to her. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta eat too. So I'm just adding on, and I was back up to having a stomach and whatnot, and I felt like I worked hard at being a mother, and during the pandemic, I spent a lot of time on my business, and I made a lot of money in my business, and I'm like, I need to reward myself. Like, I breastfed for 11 months.
But at the same time, like, your plastic surgery journey was not easy because you called me.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the dreams that you had. I didn't like what you experienced overseas.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy. So we're not here promoting that.
Yeah, because it's not easy at all.
And even in your petite size.
Yeah.
So you got your boobs done in Miami.
I got my boobs done in Miami.
And then
6 months later, I went to the DR to do my actual body. And I went by myself because it was right after I left my relationship, and right after, like, I started, like, experiencing a new Megan and whatnot, and I just felt like I didn't owe anybody an explanation. I didn't need to ask anybody for help. I'm INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? So I got on that flight. I booked that flight. I got on the flight the next weekend, and I left, and I went to go do this plastic surgery with all the confidence in the world. And when I came off that table, I thought I was botched. I was like, wait a minute. The first thing I said when I woke up, I said, please take a picture of me. And I looked at the picture, and I was quiet. My stomach was folded to the side, and I said, God damn, this ain't what it was supposed to be. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm gonna be positive.
But you and my other friend had the same experience where, like, after they did it, the BBL, they really felt like, take me home. I could die. Like, they weren't.
Yeah, it was really,
they
really
weren't willing
bad.
to do it once they were done.
It was really, really bad, and I had blood, and I remember I'm like, I'm about to have a blood transfusion. They said that I'm losing blood and I need an iron infusion. And the first thing that somebody tells me is, you better make sure that blood ain't got HIV.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what someone. And I'm there trying to maneuver through my grown decision.
I don't know how to purify that blood overseas.
My grown decision. I'm like, I done got my body done, and I don't need nobody to come with me. And I'm like, listen, I need blood. And I hear, you better make sure you ain't got HIV.
Girl, I was just walking for one of my treatments and I fainted. And I said, oh no, I can't go. She was like, they gave her something that like helped her like not need a transfusion, but I know you needed it when you got.
Yeah, but I knew I had low iron, and I still take iron medicine now. But
I got iron pills too, because post-birth, they actually prescribed me iron. I've not been taking them because I didn't want to deal with the constipation, but I think I need it because I'm exhausted. And
iron definitely helps you. But after that, I started being more positive about my journey, and
but you still want more.
Some days I want my stomach to be like
Me too.
But the struggle is I struggle to fit all my clothes, and a lot of people look at me and then they're just like, damn, I gotta have her. And they don't even know who the hell I am. They're just like, damn, that waist is so little and that ass is so fat. And I need that. But it's like, okay.
No, yeah, because we went like on our shopping tours and we have people just stopping you and we're looking for apartments and we're hella homeless. Yeah. But people were still looking at you and not our situation. That can be super.
I was offered so much and I didn't take anything of it.
You should.
I was offered. Look, remember I was offered the tattoo by the.
Yeah, and then Joshua.
You know, like it's just like. But I'm so me. I'll just be like.
No, yeah, like you're really solid, and it's crazy because I'll tell you this. I had somebody tell me something about you that was really negative.
What?
And I'm a good friend because you judge your friends by how they talk about you behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, I was like giving this whole rubric of like all the things Megan does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because you can't come to me and actually ask me negative things about Megan and I comply. I can't comply. Megan is perfect to me. So he said that he was like, oh, Megan's for the streets. He said, I haven't told you this.
Really?
Yeah, I've not told you this. And he was like, I see what she posts on Instagram and I see all these things and I'm like, well, Megan's the shit. Megan's amazing. I'm going on my whole list. Megan's amazing. Megan's perfect. And I continue to be like, I just think you have the wrong version. Honestly, maybe you just can't afford Megan. Maybe you're just broke. That's how it boils down to me.
If you broke, not my business.
And I think me I had to try for myself, And I was like listening to him say that, and I was like, okay, I could understand how a girl like you would come off wrong to them, but they still chase you, and they ought to perform. If they can't perform, and like you would say, just say that.
Right.
Just say that.
Right.
Just say you can't perform.
Yeah,
but
the
don't
person
try
is
to
asking for is too much. Just say
that.
I
But
don't
you can't make me think
category.
my friend is lower than that.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna move like on to the topics, but I feel like Meg, you're the most inspirational person to me of 2022. And we're in 2022 right now. Okay.
Why?
Because you're so confident, Meg. You know what you value. You know what you want. I feel like when you walk out, you feel beautiful. I know sometimes you don't always feel that way, even if we put that pressure on you. So I'm not doing it like the androgynous way of like making someone like accept all of that and perceiving that they're like something so that's ambiguous to them. But like you are really Megan, and I value that because you teach me how to value myself and how to have self-worth. And seeing how you operate has helped me operate differently and, in fact, better. So I love how you talk about men, how you talk about relationships.
Ooh, we gotta get to that.
Yes, we're getting
That's right.
we're getting there. It's getting spicy. I love how you deal with relationships, and I love how you position yourself because the body Meg has today is equally to the same that Meg had before, a little tweaks. It's really not that different. It's like someone coming to me and going, you got big boobs, but I chopped half them off.
Yeah.
Like, me I have these boobs, I just did chop them.
Big is big, I don't know.
Big is big. Me I chop my back so I can feel good. But Meg, you're the most inspirational person to me when it comes to self-worth. I've never had that in my life. I can create businesses and I can make money for very wealthy people and in myself, but I can't feel good about who I am. Watching you makes me feel good about myself. Now, a different conversation is, I know that I get that from you and you probably can't give yourself that. Mm-hmm. And that is the serendipity of life. And that's what makes me a good friend to you, because I see that.
Yeah.
And I can see you in your whole self. I can value you for who you are and also see the inadequacy in that, right? But when I see you, you make me feel good about being a woman, Meg. You make me feel good about being a mom. And you make me feel like beautiful, sexy, cute, fine.
It's hard sometimes, but
you be looking mad busted though. You be looking busted, Meg. You want to come see my girl?
We definitely need a series where it's like when Meg wakes up. When Meg goes to the store. Compared to when Meg steps out of that house.
Honestly.
If y'all saw this wig before, or if you saw before this wig.
Meg, what are you doing? Oh God, let me call you back. But get to our topics, Meg, because we're really like transitioning into something. So let's talk about postpartum. We gotta like just because you're turning this segment to a 2-part segment, which was not supposed to happen. But you're Meg the Great. You can have all the time you want in my life. Okay, Meg. You can saturate everything about me. So let's talk about postpartum. I didn't have postpartum. What about you?
I didn't have, well, I will say I had postpartum, but it wasn't as soon as I had my baby. You know, most people, they have postpartum like the first couple weeks, and then that's when they're like, you know, checking with your doctor. And I had postpartum after the doctor was gone.
How long was that? How much time?
So maybe once my daughter was like a year old.
A year? God, yeah. Let me year old.
And, you know, I was good because I was just focused on being a mother, and I was like learning it and whatnot. And then like once I learned it, I started feeling like I was losing it. But it was really like my child was just changing and growing, and I didn't know how to take that. And then it also was like coming in between my relationship and like, you know, like what I wanted to be in life and like all of that. And I started feeling like maybe this mother thing like isn't meant for me.
You know, I actually understand that postpartum. That I fear.
Like maybe like what if I'm just doing it but I'm doing it wrong?
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear nobody tell me I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, man,
and I don't want to, you know, like, and I would just sit down and sometimes I would just be like, I don't feel like getting up. Okay, fine, I'll get up, but it's not really what I want to fucking do. And
but
then
you
it hurts.
are the same way.
Yeah, like that's sometimes I feel that now, and I don't know if it would still be called postpartum or whatever the hell
it's supposed to be post, mind your business.
Yeah, and it's like some days, like, and you know, you'll pick up on it. You're like, what's wrong? And I'm just like, I don't want to be a mom today. Like, I just kind of want to.
Don't make me cry.
Don't cry because you're gonna make me cry. But it's just I've just been learning that, like, you know, like, it's okay. I just have to recognize that, like, that's what I'm going through at the moment, and then I have to figure out, like, okay, what's my game plan when I get out this.
Oh my God!
Stop it!
So alright, we're good.
Stop it! But like, you know, like it's life. It happens, and it's like I just know that like I'm not done, and like, you know, a lot of people say like I just feel like I don't want to be here no more. And sometimes you feel like that, but it's like I don't ever want to feel like that. Like I know shit is hard, but I never want to feel like, okay, I don't want to be here. Like I just want to continue to tell myself like it's just right now. Like you're just over today.
There's no way I can do this. I have to continue. I promise you I can't. I gotta pray about that because that's so hard for me because you know what broke my heart watching you with Gigi when we went to go walk to the dog park.
Yeah.
And she did that.
Yeah.
It made me feel really bad.
It made me feel really bad because nobody ever wants to feel like their kid doesn't like them. And
it wasn't that. She was just having a
bad
moment.
Yeah, she was having
a bad day
for
her. It was a bad moment.
Yeah.
And I totally understood it, and that's why I said, like, give me her, you take baby G, let us switch. We'll figure it out. And I said, okay, you and I, let's talk, you and I. And anyways, we're gonna get to the next. You just honestly like this is when my eyelashes fall off, but that made me feel so bad because she's allowed to feel how she feels. And we're allowed to understand that. But that was a really bad day for all of us.
Yeah.
And it got better.
It was also a long week, and it was a lot of things were different, and you know we were celebrating my birthday, so everything was on.
But I just didn't like it because she's not that kind of a child.
Exactly. And
it was just so weird to see, and I felt like traumatized to watch that. But it's part of being a mom, and that's what dads could never see. You know, and we haven't even explicitly said what happened, and they will probably never understand. But that's when I realized, bitch, you a badass mom. And me at a beat out. Nigga, I will beat you. Me and Gigi. You come to me. But it's just like, if you want to deal with your mother,
talk to me. You don't talk to me.
She doesn't know. You come to my house, me and that finish. Me and you, I will make you mop floor clean. Small toothbrush. You don't know. It's simple. All right, so, girl, I love you so much. I'm sorry, it's so emotional for me.
Girl,
but
it's okay.
I'm still working.
I'm better out, but you know, I'm the one. I'm the more emotional one. But I'm better at holding my tears in front of, like, my emotions in front of, like, people and situations.
Oh, I'm a
and
mess.
stuff.
I'm sucky.
Right. Like, me by myself. You got me all okay, next party, where's Luca?
Me, I'm like Megan. She goes, could you just get off me? If you wake up on top of Megan going, it's love. Love is blind. No, me I can see. Okay, look, so listen. So postpartum for me was, this is like a part 2. I gotta make it a part 2. But postpartum for me was not so bad because it just wasn't bad. I don't know, like it just wasn't bad for me. And let me unlock this. Guy, what's my password? Okay. Do you know it, Meg?
Mm-hmm.
Just do it for me. Delete this on top of that. Oh, guy, you are so smart. Look at you, top. You are a doctor. You are a doctor. You've been promoted.
Yeah.
Like my mom would say to me, whenever I did something good, my mom would say, you've been promoted. Okay, so listen, postpartum for me was not bad, but I've not gotten to the year mark. I've not gotten further. He is getting a little bit frustrating
More
to me.
active.
And yeah.
He's getting out of his vegetable state.
No, he's still vegetable. The boy is vegetable.
No,
but
vegetable.
No, he's still vegetable, but I'm having trouble putting him in the vegetable state. Once I get him in there, we can do things like this and record.
Yeah.
But I suffer at night. Like this is different. Like he's causing me these small things. But I can't deny I love him, and I just want to schedule. Like if you want to wake up at 6 a.m. we go to the gym, yeah, it's okay. But don't just wake me up to talk about nothing.
You got a lot to tell you.
He has a whole lot to tell me, but I'm excited to hear, and I love him for that. So I haven't like really reached postpartum, but I will say that I did for a little bit like reach pre-postpartum. Mm-hmm. No one talks about that, but in the beginning of my pregnancy, I did reach like a depression, I would feel, because I felt like I wasn't worthy of having this baby, even though I knew it was a prophecy for me, you know, and no one could make me feel better. And when I had the opportunity to have a dad for the baby, it just didn't seem right. And I felt selfish for not giving that to him, and I felt bad, but I knew if he saw my baby, I couldn't take the baby away. So it's just hard like dealing with those kind of issues as a woman. But screw everyone, it's a woman's world and we run everything, okay? So I want to still talk about having a man and not having a man, girl. I didn't have a man, you had a man birthing your baby. So don't be uncomfortable.
I'm never uncomfortable. You know, I talk too much and be like,
nah, enjoy months.
It is what it is.
So, like, Mag, like, you got Gigi in a loving situation where you had a fiance, you were headed towards marriage, and this baby was supposed to be, like, your family. How did it make you feel to not have that afterwards?
It hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. It hurt really bad, but I didn't have time to hurt. Like, I never had the chance to be like, okay, well, this is hurting me really bad. It was just like, you a city girl now. Like, you get your ass up and you don't show no man that he done hurt you when you do what you got to do. And you know what I'm saying? But then, when I was like, okay, fine. It actually does hurt. Okay, let me just.
But Meg, I always wanted to understand, like, where do you get your resilience from? Because it's out of this world. It does not come from your mom and dad.
I don't know.
You're really a ball buster. Like, you really are. And that's why I say I learned so much from you, because it's weird how good you are at taking something and grabbing it by the cojones and squeezing that.
Well, I think it's because even when I was like in middle school and high school, like middle school, I was at church teaching kids. Summer camp, I'm teaching kids. High school,
So you think you're a leader.
I think people are looking at me to be strong.
Do
So
you
like
feel strong?
hell no.
Yeah, I see that.
Hell no. But I look at it like it doesn't fucking matter what you feel. Like you keep
It doesn't matter.
you keep it going until you just keep going. And high school I used to remember I used to tell you I used to do live videos and I would teach people how to do makeup, teach people how to do eyebrows, and it was actually like grown women who like were like, oh my gosh, you inspire me and you this and that.
How you feel about that now?
And then well, I feel like it made me grow up. Because even down to when I was in my relationship and I started sharing my relationship, a lot of people glorified it. And I also...
So you saw the glory that transferred between your skill set
because I went from this little girl who does makeup to, oh my gosh, that's Family Goal Megan. And also when I was Family Goal Megan, I talked very highly about my situation. I knew my man hurt me.
But you know what's crazy?
And
like, obviously, he's not going to appreciate that we talk about him like that. And we don't care because you wanted a better story in our narrative.
You should have wrote it better.
Should have been better.
You should have wrote it better.
You are the author of your own narrative, okay? And, like, he didn't do for you what you wanted. And you helped me to appreciate why you were so frustrated. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like, even though you had the ideal family, like, he broke that ideal family. Most of us never had it. Never had the idea of it. Never the possibility. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I never woke up and felt like my vagina was gonna go to my husband and I was gonna have kids with him and be forever together. I honestly, I didn't.
In my head, I knew I was gonna be married at 18.
But I didn't feel
worthy.
In the Maldives. Look at you. No, you know, you were gonna be married in a sinkhole. But I did not feel like I was worth that. I didn't feel like a man could love me enough to give me that. You know, even if I felt I deserved it and I wanted it and I preached it, it could never happen. And that's why I'm a single mom today with a kid on my own and I'm in my own situation. Because honestly, I could never get that. I felt that way. And that's why I'm like being really like reproached about what I'm dealing with now, about trying to perceive someone to be an extra part to my situation. And for you to do that, I get how it's nice for you, and I like that because it's normal for me. But I've never felt, Meg, that I was enough for what you experienced. So for you to lose that, I get the pain of it. Because I never
thought it was going to happen to me.
And I never felt enough.
And even when people would, like, you know, like, one of my friends asked me, like, you really think that man ain't going to hurt you? And I'm like, why would he? Why would he? Why would he hurt me?
I don't know why men are like that, Meg. Like
why would he hurt me? Like, so I never put it in my head.
I don't ever want to do a podcast about men and their nonsense. I don't even care. Like, just
but
let them.
Yeah, it was different. It was different. It did. And then at the same time, I had to go back to being, well, girl, you said that man wouldn't hurt you. You think you about to come tell us that he hurt you now? So I had to defend myself and be like, well, I don't care.
But you care.
Life moves on.
But you still care to this day.
And to this day, I still care. And to this day, I still, like, you know, go through my emotions. And I probably treat other people like how I should have treated the man that I love so much.
But Megan, how does your body impact how you treat people? Because that's a huge question. Because your body really is actually disgusting to me and exhausting me. I can't stand it. Okay?
No, but it really makes me pay attention.
You are sexy to everybody.
Yeah, but the
we can't go nowhere without your guys, without kids.
But I have learned that the value that you give yourself is the value that other people give you, and there's gonna be times when you're gonna be absolutely alone, and it's going to suck. Like I sleep by myself every single night.
Me too. No, I sleep with my kids.
And
he kicks me out of my bed every single night.
And I have so many options. Like I could really just, hey, do you want somebody to sleep with today? And I would have people there willing to sleep with me, but at the same time, it's like, how am I gonna feel later on about this? And the people that I did give a chance to be around me, where the hell are they at now?
They be gone.
And we live in Atlanta. You cannot play in Atlanta streets.
No, because Atlanta streets are spicy and
They
hot.
are very
spicy and hot are two different things.
And it's
they
also
lie.
acceptable.
Susceptible.
It's also acceptable.
Acceptable for you.
People are allowed to run around. People are allowed to be mixy. People are allowed to be dirty. And the only explanation is,
you know, you're right about that, and I'm concerned about that, but like I've already got myself entangled into something, so it is.
yeah, but you know, like I just feel like I owe myself.
It's bad because honestly, I will continue to say fornication is the enemy. Where the husbands drag us out these streets, snatch us by our coattails and our hair, whatever makes you feel kinky. Just get us off these streets and D-dog us down.
Yeah.
Meow, purr.
Definitely. But I don't know. One day, I feel like it's all going to be worth it, and
Well, I'll say this.
I did date a guy, in jail, and it really helped me know that.
We already had a time in this jail
It
story.
really helped me know that men, like, you really actually don't need to give these guys a chance.
I dated a guy in jail, and he ran off with my $75,000+, and
I won't talk about it too much, but I had H. pylori when I was pregnant, and I also had gallstones. So I was in the hospital on a no-fat diet as a pregnant person who craves beef roast. That is the sickest thing that could ever happen to somebody. And I'm not gonna lie, when they let me go home and they told me to maintain my diet of no fat, the first thing I did was eat beef, what is it called, pot roast or whatever, the one that you know food is good when you have to wait 6 hours for it. And those 6 hours turned into another 6 hours of hell.
Yes.
I literally came home, went to the store because I'm like, one time won't hurt. I haven't eaten no fat. And I came home, I go to the store, I get all the ingredients, I put it in the crock pot, and I let it cook, and I'm just, with my belly just like, it's okay, everything is gonna be okay. And I ate that one meal, and maybe an hour later, we were rushing me to the hospital.
Really?
Very quick. And I was right back to the same place that I started, and I was ready to make the decision that you can keep the kid. You can keep the kid.
Yeah.
If this is how pregnancy is supposed to be, and everyone else is glorifying pregnancy about how they're eating McDonald's and eating ice cream and all this other stuff, I don't want it. And they told me I was gonna stay there.
I'm still cracking up about you going to make this meal.
I literally left the hospital and made this. I thought one time won't be bad. One time won't hurt you because once I eat it this one time, I'm not gonna eat it again.
Yeah, I get it. No, I never had a moment
I didn't
like
eat it
that.
again. I don't think I've ate pot roast since then. Not even because I honestly don't think I ate pot roast since then. But when I went to the hospital, they said, you're going to stay here until you give birth. And I told them, honestly, whatever you have to do for me to go home, do it. And they're like, we're